Hi guys, my name is Carlos and in this lab I'm going to create a dimension table from a particular group of table. This table is hosted in the Azure SQL database, and I'm going to perform a join in between several tables to conform my dimension table. This final dimension table is going to be in my SQL pool in my Synapse resource, in my Azure Synapse resource. I'm going to create this through the Azure Data Factory. So I'm going to explain to you step by step how to create this external table in my Azure Synapse. So the first step, once that I have my SQL pool, is to create then my Data Factory resource. So I'm going to create a Data Factory resource. Let me create a resource. Data Factory. And I'm gonna use the data flow tool in the Data Factory to create the dimension table. It's going to finally you will see something like this. I can use the copy tool, but the data flow allow me to do more stuff, to be creative. So I'm gonna use the data flow. I could use this code here in the copy tool and create my dimension table. But if you would need to modify something else, you couldn't do that in the copy tool, so you need to use the data flow. So here, let me create my data factory. And it's going to copy between the SQL database and my Synapse resource. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to hit next. Everything is okay, so I'm going to create the resource. This is very quickly the creation of the data factory, so it won't take long. Once this is done, I'm going to open the Azure Data Factory Studio. You can see here that I made a connection to the SQL pool and I made a connection to my Synapse resource. I create here the SQL pool, and this is my Azure SQL database. So I'm going to make a joins here and create the dim table here. I already make here, I create a table, but you can see here that it's empty. So I'm going to populate this table with the free table here in the SQL database. So here I'm going to the author tab, I'm going to the data flow tab, I'm going to create a new data flow. I'm going to add the source. First I'm going to give it a name to this data flow. I'm going to name it create dim table. So I need to looking for the product table. Here I'm going to give it a name to this stream. product table, and I'm going to select here my data set is going to be my SQL pool, in my Azure SQL database. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to create a new link service. This is a thing that you just only need to create once, then you can reuse this link service. I'm going to select my subscription. I'm going to select the Azure SQL resource, and I'm going to provide the username and the password. You can find that over here. I'm going to enter my Azure SQL database, and here in the overview tab you can find the server admin, and the password. I can test the connection here, so it's successfully. I'm going to create. So here I can choose the table that I need to create my dim final table. So I'm going to choose first the product table, and I'm going to hit in OK. So everything is in place. I'm going to create another source. This one is going to use the product model table. So I need to create the same, but I'm gonna choose the product model table. So here, as I said before, I'm going to choose the SQL database. I'm going to reuse the link service, and I need to select the other table. As I said before, is the product model. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to add the final table. This one is called product category table. I forgot to give it a name here. This one is product model, so I'm going to call it product model, and this one is product category, so I'm going to call it product category. Here I'm going to select my SQL pool, my Azure SQL database. I'm going to select my link service, and I'm going to select my table. This is product category. I'm going to hit in OK. So everything is in place. The next step is I'm going to perform a join. So as you can see here, these three columns are joined one by one. So I'm going to hit the plus sign, and I'm going to select the join. Here you can specify the left string and the right string. The left string is the product, and the right string is the product model. So here I'm going to select the product model, and I'm going to select the left outer join. Here I'm going to specify which is gonna be the join condition. So here you can see is on the product model ID in both of the columns. So I'm going to looking for the product model ID in both of the columns. So here and here. So next, then I'm going to add another join. Let me give it to this output string a name. I'm going to call it first join. Then I'm going to add the second join. This is gonna be the second join, and it's going to use the left string as the first join and the right string as the product category. So I'm going to select here product category. I'm going to select the left outer join, and I'm going to the condition of the join is gonna be product category ID. So let me looking for here product category ID. Product category ID. So this is done. Then I'm going to select the columns that I need. I'm going to here use the select label. The incoming string is going to be the input, and here I'm going to select the columns that I need to conform my final dimension table. It's gonna be 7 columns, so let me select one by one. First, let me put this over here. I need the product ID, the name, the product number. So let me select one by one. I don't need the color, I don't need the standard cost, the list price, the size, the weight, the sell start date. I don't need this, I don't need this. So finally I'll select all the columns. So I'm going to give the name that I want for each particular column. For example, this one is product name, so I'm going to paste it over here. Product number, product model ID. This one, the model is going to be product model name, so I'm going to name it product model name. And this one is product category name, so I'm going to name it product category name. So this is done. I'm going to next remove the rows that are null. So for that I need to add the alter row box. Here I'm going to select the incoming string at the select one, and here I'm going to add the condition, because you can see here that I need to remove the product model ID that is null. So here I need to specify, I need to create a condition. It's gonna be the let if, and here I'm going to create with the help of the builder expression. I'm going to looking for is null, and I'm going to verify if this particular column is null. Here you go. I'm going to save and finish. Then it's going to delete the row that is null. So here the final step is to create the sync. It's in the button. Here the sync is going to create the table in my Synapse resource. So I need to create a new dataset that is going to be in my Synapse resource, my SQL pool. I need to create a new link service. I need to select my subscription. I'm going to select my workspace, and here I'm going to select my SQL pool. I'm going to copy the authentication, the username and the password. You can here looking for here in the overview tab. Sorry, it's in my Synapse resource. In the overview tab, you can copy here the SQL admin username, and here you are going to put the password. I'm going to test the connection. You can see here that it's successful. I'm going to create, and here I'm going to select my table. I'm going to hit OK. As I said before, I already created the table, and you can see here that it's empty. So I'm going to populate this with Data Factory. Finally, I'm going to publish all, and I'm going to create a pipeline that is gonna use the data flow. Here in the settings, I need to add the staging link service, so I'm going to create one. It's gonna use the data lake store gen 2. I need to select my subscription. I need to select the data lake resource. I'm going to test the connection. It's successful. I'm going to create, and I'm going to browse inside that data lake. It's already done, so I'm going to publish, and I'm going to trigger the pipeline. Let's wait. Here we go. I'm going to trigger now, and you can go to the monitor section to see the state of the running. You can see here that it's in progress, and if you want to see more specific how it's gone, you can go to the preview data flows details, here, and you can see here in which step is the pipeline that is just composed for the data flow block. So here it is in the queue status, so we need to wait for it finish. So as you can see here, it succeeded. So if I go to you can see here that it's empty, and I'm going to run the select state to see if the table is populated. So you can see here that it has all the data, and this is all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.